What's up, sports fans? This is Talk Culotta, where we talk a lot of sports. And where the hell have I been for the last 2.5 years? Well, let's go back to the beginning. I mentioned this in one of my first few podcasts. I was driving back from a bachelor party with my cousin David Gonzi. And if you don't know the Gonzi family, they own La Uses by the Track with Mardi Gras here and Jazz Fest approaching in 2 months. Great spot. Be sure to check them out. Fast drinks, delicious food, fire pasta specials on Wednesday, and the best damn barbecue shrimp po' boy in the city. It's right up there with Katie's in Mid-City. Had that last night, by the way. So I'm driving back from Gulf Shores, and we listen to Barstool Sports, pardon my take, the whole way back. I was obsessed. I told David, I think I can do this, or at least try to do it. And he doubted me a little bit, and so I did it. The plan all along was to fulfill a bucket list item of mine, to be an on-air sports reporter for a local news station and see if the podcast could give me that trampoline jump I needed to get there. Along the way, partnering with Justin, Ross, and Lala at Boot Crew Media was the best decision I made. These three have disrupted the Louisiana media space for the better, giving people what they want, where they want, and as quickly and as entertaining as they want it. If you're not following Boot Crew Media and NOLA Central on Instagram, you are simply just missing. So I launched Talk Culotta, and through their support, your support as listeners, and the support of some really interesting interview guests, we were able to do something special, provide a more personal sports podcast that shed light on some people who don't always get the spotlight. The voice of the Saints, the athletic director who hired Deion Sanders at Colorado, golfers, high school athletes, and even some of my counterparts in the local New Orleans sports scene. I had the honor of working with the late, great Ed Daniels at WGNO as a sports reporter. And while I'd never regret chasing that dream, I had to sacrifice keeping up with this show and the Boot Crew Media Network for a short while. I had an absolutely great relationship with Ed Daniels. He was like a second father to me and taught me a lot about this industry, whether it be on TV, in a podcast, writing stories, or interviewing people. Let me say one more thing on that note. The lifestyle of a sports reporter or a local news reporter is tough. I admire the Doug Moutons, Fletcher Mackles, Sharif Ishaks, Sean Fazens, Brooke Kirchhoffers, and the Juan Kincaids of the world. Those people started with nothing, making nothing, and turned their careers into something worth being proud of, and something worth their paychecks after, in some cases, 30 plus years of service to the local news industry. I now work as VP of Commercial Lines at Hub International, helping business owners and CFOs protect what matters most to them. And I'm delighted to rejoin Boot Crew Media as Marketing Director and Sports Contributor. Boot Crew Media, where it all got started. And these are the two roles I plan on having for the rest of my life: insurance and Boot Crew Media. Insurance, helping businesses and people. Boot Crew Media, promoting businesses and entertaining people. So if you love New Orleans and you love sports, Talk Culotta is back and here for good. You tell me what you want, who you want on the show, and what we may be missing. I'm here for it all. The big focus over the next few months will be on LSU Baseball. The podcast will never last longer than 21 minutes. And if we don't have a guest interview, they'll be as short as 7 minutes. So without further ado, Talk Culotta is back. It's here for good. And we'll start with an interview with Matt Moscona. What's up, sports fans? This is Talk Culotta, where we talk a lot of sports. And we're back and better than ever with Matt Moscona from AFR. Matt, how we doing?
Jack, I'm great, man. Thanks for the invite.
Absolutely. Real quick, want to centralize focus on LSU baseball, especially for those people who are just getting into it. Excited about the season ahead in March. But first off, saw your post on Instagram, man. 15 years, I believe, of AFR, and just kind of a really cool backstory of how you got the thing going from ground up with support from Guarantee Media. Just talk a little bit about that, because I think it's really cool to highlight those people who kind of started something and from nothing and made it into something great. So the floor is yours.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, February 17th was 15 years. And, I think anniversaries really are just an opportunity to reflect. You still have to go forward. But you know, one thing that I'll tell people that are always trying to break into the business is the business sucks until it doesn't anymore. You will do bad jobs and make no money for a long time until you get your opportunity, whenever that may come. And for me, I was 27. I'd already been in radio for 7 years with a college degree, no full-time job, no benefits, and Guarantee was starting an ESPN affiliate in Baton Rouge with very low expectations. I mean, I was a young guy and they did not pay me much. I think it was really just to try to clear some inventory as an LSU affiliate. But you fast forward 15 years and we built a really great thing. And I'm eternally grateful for the opportunity, for all the people I've worked with, and mostly, Jack, for the people who listen every day or watch every day, because man, like, it sounds corny, but it's true. I mean, you understand this. Without an audience, like, I'm just a guy in a room talking to myself. So like the audience means so much to me. I mean that sincerely. Then also all the guests over the many years that have given their time, and the sponsors who have been generous and supported the show. So I'm fortunate, man. I joke all the time. I say, if yeah, maybe one day I'll grow up and get a real job, but as long as they're going to pay me to talk about sports, I'm just going to keep doing this for as long as they'll let me.
No question. You mentioned low expectations, and obviously when you think about LSU baseball, expectations are at an all-time high. Jay Johnson in his fourth season at the helm. Some new faces, some new names. Going to be completely honest with you, Matt. There's a lot of friends of mine, and I'm sure listeners of yours, who are really just tapping into the college baseball world with kind of the Super Bowl ending, Mardi Gras coming, and then you kind of got a nice break where you can really just focus all your time on LSU baseball and obviously experience the greatness that is Alex Box Stadium. How important is it to host a super regional and absolutely dominate the regular season? Talk about kind of that difference between being a chaser and being a host team.
Yeah, well, the expectations at LSU never change. When you invest the type of resources that LSU does into its baseball program, the expectation is to get to Omaha and win the College World Series. And I think that should always be the expectation for this program. And it's realistic for this team. I know you're right. A lot of people, you're locked into football season, so not paying attention too much to fall ball or even the start of spring practices. But this is a team that went and signed the number one transfer portal class in the country and has the number one freshman class in the country. Opening weekend, they had 8 different guys that threw 95 or higher. They probably got a dozen position players that could be considered everyday players on this team. So this is a deep, talented, loaded team, and the expectation is going to be for Jay Johnson to get the guys in the right seat on the bus so that when they're playing their best in Omaha in June, they can win a national championship. But the regular season, Jack, you're right. It's about winning enough in the regular season to put yourself in the position so your path to Omaha goes through Alex Box Stadium, and that's what SEC plays about. And pre-conference is about getting you ready to be playing your best once those 30 SEC games roll around.
LSU's got Dallas Baptist tonight, 7 p.m. In Dallas, and 7-1 hasn't started SEC play, but this is a top 20 team in the country, ranked 18th right now. What's a player, a new guy on the to leave us with to look out for, or a positional group that is either improving or completely different from last year? Who's a guy to kind of get excited about that you've seen or are excited to watch tonight and moving forward through the season?
Well, it's a good question, because the answer is an easy one. It's Connor Ware, who's going to pitch for LSU tonight. He's a lefty from JUCO. He's mid-90s. And honestly, Jack, talking to a lot of people around the program, they thought in the fall and pre-conference or preseason, Connor Ware was their best pitcher, no qualifiers, that he was the best guy they had. And if any of the guys in the weekend rotation wobble, Connor Ware is next in that position to take one of those weekend rotation spots. So for Connor Ware tonight to take the ball in a big league ballpark against a top 20 team and an opportunity to go out there and pitch really well, this will feel like an SEC game for Connor Ware. So that'll be really interesting. And if someone's going to watch this game or this weekend and hasn't seen the team yet, keep an eye on Derek Curiel. He is the highest rated freshman ever to show up on LSU's campus. He's been starting in left field and batting second since the opening game. He is an exciting dude that can handle the bat and is a gazelle in the outfield. So keep an eye on Curiel as well.
Leave us with, for those who are just tapping in, how they can listen to you, when, and where.
Sure. Thanks, man. Yeah, we're syndicated on ESPN radio stations all over the state. You can get us online or on our app, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge, our YouTube channel as well. We stream live video, and then there's clips of me rolling all over the internet, Jack. I always tell people if you can spell my name, you can find me on the internet. Because if you can't find me, you ain't trying, man. I'm just about everywhere.
Yeah, this guy's got some parody spam accounts too. Don't pay any attention to this. All right, Matt
No,
Moscona.
that's flattering, man. It's flattering when you have spam accounts.
And the show runs from what to what?
Yeah, we're 3 to 6 every afternoon.
Love it, man. Thanks for hopping on, and we'll talk again soon. All right, go Tigers.
My pleasure. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you.